as you are adding to your team, make sure you know where to place those coaches in your downline. I wish that I would have known this when I started. So make sure that you're watching the videos that we've put in our team pages. It will help you so much in the long run to know where to put your spouse, where to put your next coach, what leg to put somebody here. It'll just help you, and it'll help you get more cycle bonuses as you rank advanced. So please make sure to pay attention or ask your upline. Before you add a new coach to your team, ask your upline if you're doing it right or if you have them placed in the right position. And we can talk to you more about that at another time. So, Stephanie, are you ready? Are you on? Oh, yes, she is.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So tonight, because we have so many new coaches, we are kind of going to go over what we do when we sign up a new coach. You always want to start them off on the right foot. So you want to do a getting started right call with them, and you want to get them excited. You want to hear about their goals right off the bat. You want to answer any questions they have so that they're not signed up as a coach and they have no idea what to do. And then a lot of times kids feel really overwhelmed when they first start because there's so much information. So to be able to have a call with your coach ahead of time, right at the beginning, to help them through these first couple weeks, that's the best. So Stephanie is really good at getting her coaches started right. So she is going to go through how she does it. So if you have a pen and paper, get it out and start taking notes. So go ahead, Stephanie.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to listen today. I hope you guys all take good notes. I will try and do my best to post my notes too on the Facebook page. So first off, as Megan was saying, the getting started right is so important for a coach. As she said, you're really overwhelmed. There's a lot going on. You get into these like team pages and you're like, who are these people posting all the time, get notifications all the time? So you want to make sure that you right off the bat, you say, okay, don't feel overwhelmed. And that's something I go over as soon as they sign up in the welcome email. So I schedule their getting started right call within that first week of sign up. Now, there are some exceptions and some people, I have to postpone a little bit, but the majority of the time, my goal is in that first week. The reason why that you want to do that is because it's fresh. They're excited. They just signed up. They can't wait. And if you wait too long, then sometimes it just fall off, or maybe someone had just purchased a challenge pack and they're ready to get started and then they fall off. So you have to make sure that even if they're a discount coach, you offer the call. Quickly, I want to go over the discount part of it really fast. I still send them the same exact welcome email that I do with every coach, but I let them know ahead of time. I just send them a quick email or a text and say, hey, by the way, I know you're just a discount coach right now, but I do say, hey, I'm sending you a long welcome email. Please don't feel overwhelmed by it. Feel free to just put it in a folder to save for at a different time if you feel like it. But I don't push it on them, but I always give it to them. And I always still add them to the Facebook pages. The reason why I do that, even with discount coaches, is because I was that discount coach. I was that one that got added. And on my lunch break or at the end of the day when I had nothing to do and I was bored, I would go and look in the pages and I would start to see posts of coaches rank advancing and quitting their jobs. And it got me to think more. And I loved the way everyone was supporting each other. So if you get them into that environment right off the bat, they're going to even be more excited to just do their fitness alone. So don't feel like, and I always tell them too, like you can completely turn off their notifications if you don't want to be in that group, but I want to put you in there because when they sign up as a discount coach, I tell them this is for extra accountability. I'm going to spend more time with you. And they're like, oh, okay, I need that extra push. So as I said, I do offer a call with them. And in that call, I basically go over more of, I dig deep into their goals as far as, okay, by when do you want to lose this? And then I go over a lot of times lately I've been doing text messages. I ask them, are you better in a group environment, or would you prefer texts one-on-one? Do you prefer both of them? And a lot of the times, I mean, in the mornings at 5 a.m., I text probably group message like 5 different challengers, because that's just what they need. So in that call, I really figure out what they need as far as their goals, and then I go from there. So back to the Getting Started Right email, what I put in there is basically let me get it out really fast so I can be specific with you guys. Backing up a little bit to as soon as they sign up as a coach, as soon as I see that in the back office they signed up, I send them a Team Shine, which is my team, an About Me form. And I have them fill this out before the Getting Started Right call. And a little bit that I have on this form, which I can share with you guys, is tell me a little more about you. So exactly, you know, mom, married for 10 years, what their occupation is, that kind of thing. Then I go over what your fitness story is, what do you struggle with, what are your goals as far as fitness goes, what excites you about the business, and what reservations do you have. So this is good for me to go over before the call to see, okay, what are they nervous about? What can I prepare to talk to them about? And then I go over one of the questions, other than helping people with fitness, which is what we all want, what are your goals with this business and why? Why do you want this to work? So then I can really see, okay, why do they really want to do this in the first place? And then another question I ask is, how many hours per day, per week do you plan on devoting to this business? And then I get their contact information. So I go over all this before the call, so I know what to talk to them about, and I know, I just know more about them, and I'm more organized. So if I forget something, I can just look back here and be like, oh, that's right, she talked about this is, you know, this is when she needed to work. These are her business hours. So I can look back at this as a reference. So I attached the About Me form to the Getting Started Right email. I also attached the 7-day quick start. And I just recently started doing the business activity tracker, because I personally have been doing it. And it helps a lot. And I know if it helps me, it's going to help my coaches. And if I stay consistent with that, then it's going to help everybody. So I do that. And then I also attach the coach manual so they can look at it on their own time. So I attach those things, and in the welcome email, I just pretty much go over, you know, welcoming them, using their name, make it personal to them. Don't make it seem like, you know, that they can tell that it's a call that you just copy and paste, or, you know, an email that you just copy and paste. So you want to make it personal to them. I kind of briefly go over about social media, like quick tips on that, how many times to post a day. I tell them a little bit about Platinum Presenters, since they're under that. I tell them how to go sign up under that. And then I also go over quickly about the calls, like the National Wake Up Call, the team call, and then I have their websites. So they know, okay, what my retail site is, what my Shakeology website is, and all of that. And then I just have in bold, I don't know if you can see it, but I just have, I want to do a Getting Started Right call with you to go over a few things. What days and times work best for you to do a 30 to 60 minute call. And I let them know ahead of time that it's going to be a longer call, because I'm really dedicated to really digging deep into everything that they want to do. So as far as the 30 to 60 minute call, I tell them I want everything ready before the call. I want to make sure that they have my devoted attention and I have theirs. So I, ahead of time, say, I want you to be perfectly, you know, undistracted by other things, and me the same way, because they'll just pay more attention and take better notes that way. So that's kind of how I do my welcome email. And I schedule a call with them, and within that first week, and I go over, basically in that first call, I go over the 7-day quick start. I go over their About Me form, and I just ask them, I pretty much ask them, if you're willing to spend this much time with your fitness, how much are you spending time dedicated to the business? Like, how much time do you want? And I let them know, you can be flexible with this. If your income is based on how many people you help. And I straight up tell them that. And they say an hour a day. Great. When that hour a day you're going to work? What time? Okay, cool. And then I go into, after the 7-day quick start, I'll go into, the other thing I talk about. I go briefly over the business activity tracker, but I kind of do that in the second call as well, because I just kind of want them to get used to the 7-day quick start at first. And I know it's a lot of information. So first thing is I just get them through the 7-day quick start. I answer the questions about that, because if you've looked over the 7-day quick start, which I hope all of you have, it's a lot of information in that little sheet of paper. So I go over all that with them and kind of briefly go over Success Club, but not very much. And if they're asking a lot of questions that they don't really need to know right away, I tell them straight up, listen, we're going to take this basic step by step. I don't want you to get too far ahead of yourself to where you feel overwhelmed. So we're just going to do baby steps for now. And then when we get to that point, we'll tell you more about that. Okay, if that makes sense. So that's basically the first call, 7-day quick start. I kind of briefly go over how to get to their website, how to get to their online office. And a couple of to-dos that I do for them right away is finish the 7-day quick start and the Coach Training Academy. Those two things I have them do straight up after I get off the phone with them with a call. And the reason why I do the Coach Training Academy, even though I put them in a Coach Basics group, the Coach Training Academy will give them a reiteration of everything that we would do in the Coach Basics plus more. So I let them go at their own pace with that. And each time I follow up with them with a call, I ask how they're doing with it. Like, how are you doing with the 7-day quick start in the second call? How are you doing with the Coach Training Academy? So I ask them, and I don't pressure. If they haven't gotten it done yet, cool. Let's have that on your to-do list for next time. Don't give them too much at one time, just a little bit. And then tell them, I usually say, if you feel overwhelmed at any time, please just let me know and we'll take a step back a little bit. And just make them feel comfortable to coming to you to ask that and request that.
Stephanie.
Yes.
How long is your first call with your coach?
It honestly depends on how many questions the coach has and what their goals are. If we need to dig deep into why, like they're telling me, well, I want to make some extra money. Well, why do you want to make extra money? And we kind of get into it more. So it really just depends on the coach. But as I said in the email, it's 30 to 60 minutes. My last call was almost 90 minutes long. So it really, I know it's a long time, but if you dedicate that time to them, it helps so much, because then they feel more positive about doing this because you took the time. So I never rush it. I usually, if I do a Getting Started Right call, that's all my morning. And then I don't rush any other calls there, because I want to make sure I'm not rushed. Does that help? Okay. So at the end of the Getting Started Right call, I tell them that I'm going to send them a list of to-dos to do. And then I schedule the next call on that Getting Started Right call. I don't wait, contact them. Okay, when can you do the next one? I get their calendar out. I get my calendar out and I say, okay, a week from today, what time works best for you? And you have to be flexible. And I know all of us have families, jobs. We have our time with, do our own thing. But I really want to try and be flexible, especially with the Getting Started Right call, because, they have jobs. They have things going on too. So you have to make it work for the both of you guys. So I ask them what time works best for them, and I schedule that. And then when I do the follow-up email with them, I kind of briefly go over what we talked about, just a summary, so they kind of know, oh, that's what we talked about. And then I do this to-dos list. I'm all, here are your to-dos until we talk again. So I do the 7-day quick start, the Coach Training Academy. I tell them how to get to the Coach Training Academy again, just to reiterate to them. And then I schedule that. And then I put in the very end, we scheduled our next call for blah, blah, blah at this time. Look forward to hearing from you. Please let me know if you have any questions. And that's pretty much all I do. It's a lot, but that's what I do in my first Getting Started Right call. And with the second one, a week later, it's basically seeing if they finished their to-dos or they still need more to do. And if they finished, move on to more to-dos. If they're still not done yet, okay, we'll do that. Maybe add one more little thing in there, just depending on how they're doing. And in the second call, I go more over Success Club and what all that means. And sometimes that takes a while for them to get used to, okay, what's the challenge pack? Is it just HD that you get the credit for, and all that stuff. So I go over Success Club, and then I go over how to get to Emerald more in detail. Especially with the 7-day quick start, you go over that with them with the 7-day quick start, but I go more in depth of that and ask any questions on that part. And then I schedule a third call, and the third call is usually like 2 to 3 weeks out. And by that time, they're in my Coach Basics group. They're posting, and pretty much that third call is just, what questions do you have? What do you need help with? We kind of go over any struggles that they're having as far as, if they feel uncomfortable posting or, anything that they have. It's pretty much a shorter call, but I keep talking to them, because in the past I've had the coaches where, yeah, I got them started right, I'm doing this call, and then they kind of go off, and then that's it. Then I never hear from them again. And I feel like if you keep doing a call with them, even if it's every 2-3 weeks, everything like that, even if they're not brand new, they've been a coach for maybe a couple months, schedule the call with them every so often to see how they're doing, so it's fresh in their mind. And I go over their why every time in their calls too. Second, third call, okay, how's your why going? Is it different than the last time we talked or the first time we talked? And a lot of times I'll have them write it down on your 7-day quick start what it is. And I had one girl, a discount coach, she's like, really, the reason why I'm doing this is because of the picture that I have of myself. I don't like the way I look in my picture. And she put her picture up on her desktop to see that. And that was her why, that it was there to remind her every single day. And so that's what I want. I want you to remember that every single day of why you're doing it. And that's why the calls are so important too, because it reiterates to them every time why they're doing this, even if it's just for the discount, because then you're proving that you're there for them no matter if they want to work that business or not. So I hope that helps. I know it's a lot of information, but I take stuff from like Janelle Summers and Mindy Lawhorn, and I just kind of put my own thing together and still tweaking it. You always tweak it, but it's kind of what's working for me right now. And I don't want to make it too long, so if you kind of open up to any questions that you guys have, I can kind of answer for you. Nobody. Anything you guys want to add, Megan or Ember, about like what you guys do? Or
I pretty much do the same. I know there are some coaches that don't do the long calls, but if I have a coach that's obviously willing to and wanting to work or push forward, then I take the time with them. I think as long as you have your business hours set and you're using that time for coach calls, and if you don't have coach calls scheduled, then you're using that time to catch up on webinars and listen to trainings and stuff that's available to you guys on Platinum Presenters like Stephanie was talking about, then you'll feel a lot more comfortable whenever you are onboarding a new coach. Like, I just really try to adopt that mentality of basketball. And you think about, a freshman coming onto the team, you have to show them the plays, you have to teach them, what uniform to wear when to be on the bus, and you just kind of have to hold their hand for a little bit. The same thing applies here. Whenever you have a new coach, there are certain steps that they need, you have to point them in the right direction. So I'm going to jump off of here because I'm going to go host the Fit Life team call where we're going to be talking about overcoming objections, which is also something that a lot of new coaches have to deal with. And so if you guys want to jump over to that call, I'm going to keep it really short and open up for questions as well. And I posted the number onto the group. But Stephanie, really good job tonight, and really important stuff. Getting coaches started right is really important. You guys know that. So I know all three of us are open to do getting started right calls with you guys. If you want to do like a 3-way call, or you want us to help you with your new coaches, like, you don't have to feel like you're alone. So just know that we're here for you guys too.
Yes. Let me do the drawing since you guys are on here. I have all of you, I think, in this little drawing. I'm just making sure. Okay. So you guys, whoever wins is getting a 30-day supply of Activite if you guys haven't tried it. Awesome. It's a daily vitamin, and you can use it or you can give it away. Winner is, I'm not looking at Carmen. Joe Walker. Woo! Do you use it, Joe?
I actually have like 4 bottles.
Oh. Do you want it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I can give it away. I have several actually.
Cool.
I get that kit that comes with 3 of them, the calcium, that one, and the other one.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I'll send it your way. Thank you guys so much for being on the call. Jump on our team pages if you have questions. And like Ember said, we are open to help you with your getting started rent calls. Don't ever feel like you have to do it alone for the first time. So, hope you guys have a great night. Hop on over to the FitLife team call, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, guys.